Welcome to another episode of Unwind From The Grind. I'm your host, Natasha Simona. Relax with me for a moment while we talk entertainment news and some other stuff with a conscience and some fun. So today is Sunday. I get up, I go out into the living room, I get my morning coffee, and I'm sitting down just clicking through local news, see what's happening in the local area. I stumble across our local news station, KTLA, and no sooner did I click it there was I horribly embarrassed for this anchor. Here's the story. They were segueing out from a Home Alone story. Apparently the Home Alone house over there in Winnetka, Illinois is on Airbnb. I believe it's probably for $25. People can go and book it. And, they have all the fun Home Alone stuff, the popcorn, the food, the pizza, the blah, 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 blah. And, the booby traps that we see in the movie. Well, Mark Mester was the reporting anchor for that story. He reported it well. It was super cute, and now they're going into the entertainment report. Well, it's going to Dana Devon, and she just could not control herself. Apparently on the teleprompter, as Mark was reporting that there were booby traps set up, which was in the movie, Dana thought it was so funny that he was stumped on saying the word booby. Well, first of all, if we all have been following along with just all of these allegations that have come out, everywhere. I don't need to go into it because you know what I'm talking about. People are really careful with what they say, what they do, how they respond in the workplace. Well, Dana, I didn't think it was funny that you made this joke and embarrassed Mark Mester on live television. I was so shocked. I rewound the moment and I literally woke up my whole house because I was mortified. Because let me tell you something. If it was a man that made that joke to a woman, not only would they have yanked him off of the air, but he would have had to come on and profusely apologize for making such an inappropriate joke. Take a listen.
You saw the word booby on the property froze.
What?
You don't think it's funny?
No.
Okay.
Girl, you're the only one laughing.
This actor is addressing his alleged inappropriate behavior on the set of
What?
The Goldbergs.
Isn't that crazy? I was sitting there like, what did I just witness? Right? And she's laughing. Did you see the look on his face? Look at his face. He was so uncomfortable, and his co-anchor, Lynette Romero, was sitting there equally uncomfortable while Dana Romero was like uncontrollable, like she's uncontrollably laughing. Well, the crazy thing is that her segue into her entertainment segment was talking about inappropriate behavior on another show. Dana, you were equally inappropriate. Well, anyway, the morning show goes on, and now Lynette Romero is reporting about couples who have silly, quirky moments with each other and how their relationships last longer. It was a cute segment. And in the segment, she's talking about how those couples, they have a better sex life. Now, we all know what sex spells. It's not a secret, right? Okay, well, now, again, the moment goes right back into Dana, and she's laughing. You can hear her laughing uncontrolled. Okay, take a listen.
Psychologists there found that couples who were comfortable mocking and teasing each other had stronger partnerships that included having higher levels of physical attraction and more sex. But they also found that these couples tended to get into more arguments. So they run hot and cold.
Yeah, they're passionate.
Grow up.
Hot and cold, you're hot and cold.
sex.
Girl.
Relations.
sex.
Relations. All right, it is time for the much anticipated
Dana, grow up. Like, girl, you are on live television. Okay, there's people currently right now on the news stations down the road getting fired. Okay, people have lost their jobs for making inappropriate comments. I feel like she's really taking advantage here. And I don't know, like, do you like your co-anchors? Because this is a surefire way to get them off the air if you're really trying to back them up into a corner, or especially Mark Mester. Like, this poor man is sitting there so uncomfortable. You ever sit and watch TV and you're like embarrassed? You're like, oh my God, you start covering your face. I was covering my face. My mom came out. My mom is still here from Thanksgiving break. And she came out and she's like, what is so funny? And I wasn't laughing because it was funny. I was actually embarrassed for Mark Mester. I couldn't believe it. So in the same light that you guys would have to that you would have men apologizing to the women for these inappropriate comments. I really think KTLA, you should have Dana Devon and make a public statement apologizing for embarrassing her co-anchor. Okay. Speaking of embarrassment and news networks, CNN announced yesterday that America's hot anchor, CNN star host is fired. Chris Cuomo is officially out of a job. Unfortunately, between the allegations of his brother Andrew Cuomo and his involvement in helping cover that up, CNN said, this is too much. You got to go. It's a mess. I really don't care to talk more. I don't want to get wrapped up and involved in that story. It's a whole mess. And honestly, only the people involved in what's going on with Andrew Cuomo, Chris Cuomo, only the people there will really know. And I do hope that all parties involved tell the truth and, justice is served. It's really messy. Chris Cuomo is quoted saying that, this is not a way he wanted his time to end with CNN. Chris, nobody wants their time to end like this. You got fired. You got fired for sexual allegations because of your brother and whatever's popping up with you. So, it's just a sad story. But here's the thing. If your sibling is in some hot water and you have the access to kind of help, smooth some stuff over for the media's sake, wouldn't you help your sibling? So I don't really think he did anything wrong in a sense of helping his brother, but it's just a messy, sticky, icky situation. And CNN is like, we don't have time to get wrapped up in that world. So bye. My mom felt so bad yesterday when the news broke. She goes, oh my God, he's got a family. He's got a wife and kids. What is he going to do? Mom, the Cuomo family, they've got fountains and fountains of wealth. Trust and believe, Chris Cuomo did not wake up this Sunday morning and hop on his laptop and apply for unemployment. Trust and believe he did not do that. But nobody wants to lose their job. And, Chris really had a good time as the anchor on CNN. And he's pretty cute. Oh, Chris, don't get wrapped up in nonsense. I just hope this whole mess, boils over and whatever needs to happen, it's got to suck for everybody, not just Chris, Andrew. It's all the parties involved. It's a horrible time. Speaking of a horrible time, Lakewood Church down there in Texas, the church, the home of Joel Osteen, America's favorite pastor. Well, he's in some hot water, and it's definitely not the baptismal water. A plumber went to fix a leaky toilet. They're doing some kind of renovations or whatever. They called in this plumber, okay? The plumber goes, and imagine he's there just to fix the daggone toilet and then go off into the community to go fix more toilets. He takes the tile out of the wall, and out comes spilling out a bunch of envelopes, over 500 envelopes, with cash, checks, and money orders, okay? Now, let me take you back. In March 9th, 2014, a theft was reported for a missing $600,000, $200,000 in cash, $400,000 in checks and money orders was reported missing from the church. Okay. Now we fast forward all these years later. On November 10th, officers were called to Lakewood Church to investigate the new findings of all of these envelopes found in the wall of the church. I don't know about you. I grew up in New York. I watched a lot of crazy movies and heard a lot of crazy stories in my lifetime. This sounds a little conspiracy-ish. I'll leave it at that. So the plumber is listening to a local Houston radio station, and they have a call-in moment. The host of the show, called The Morning Bullpen Show, ask callers to call in to talk about crazy findings. Okay. So this plumber is like, you think you've got some crazy stories? I've got the craziest. And it sure enough was the craziest. The host of the Morning Bullpen said he wishes that there was cameras in the studio to record their live reactions because they were in so much shock. They almost thought it was a troll story, like it wasn't real. So they had to they asked for proof and all this stuff because there was no way that they could sit back and think that this was a true story. Like, what? So the plumber who goes by the name of Justin, I changed my name too. The plumber who goes by the name of Justin said that he sat there and counted all of this money, and he said to himself, wow. Well, he turned in the money to the maintenance supervisor over at the church. Now, here's the kicker. Back in 2014, Crime Stoppers had a $25,000 reward in finding the money and leading to the arrest of the thief. Okay. Well, because of the statutes of limitations, that reward is no longer available. So the plumber said that after finding all of the money, he gave it to the maintenance supervisor of the church and went along his business. Well, first of all, let me tell you something. He's a saint. Okay. He's a saint for turning in all of that money. Second of all, it sucks that because the statute of limitations and it didn't lead to an arrest per se, but he found the alleged missing $600,000, he walked away with nothing. So, can you imagine the fear? I don't know what I would do if I find all of that money. I would be so scared, so nervous. I would probably vomit on the spot. But he did a good thing in turning in the money, because I don't know where that money came. That's funny money. Okay. That is funny money. This whole story just sounds so sketchy and so weird. Can you imagine Joel Osteen showing up to church the following Sunday and having to face it's a mega church. So there's like tens of thousands of parishioners, like probably with their arms folded, like, that's what you doing with our tithes and offerings. You hiding it in the walls of the church, pastor. Hold on. It's not funny, but it is, because like you're tithing, people giving their 10% of their earnings and they're thinking it's going to the church building fund. And there they are stashing money in the wall for a rainy day. Oh, Joel, I'll pray for you. I'm going to pray for you. Speaking of praying for somebody, Tristan Thompson is in the news again. And it's Tristan, you're starting to become an embarrassment. Okay, here's the story. This woman named Marilee Nichols out of Houston is allegedly pregnant and due any minute. Like, this lady could be giving birth right now. Well, she's allegedly pregnant with Tristan Thompson's third child. If you follow along with anything dealing with Tristan Thompson, he is famously known to being Khloé Kardashian's father to her daughter True. But prior to True, Tristan has a son, his first child with Jordan Craig. His second child is with Khloé Kardashian, and her name is True Thompson. And now allegedly Tristan is on to his third child's mother, bearing his third child. Allegedly it's a son with Marilee Nichols. Marilee Nichols is a trainer. So here's the deal. Tristan turned 30 back in March earlier this year. Celebrated his birthday out there in Texas, and she messaged him saying she has a birthday surprise. We're not dumb. We know what birthday surprises are, and he got his birthday surprise. He admits to sleeping with Marilee at the hotel, and apparently in the state of Texas or anywhere, condoms don't exist. So he didn't use one for all of the times that he had his relations with this woman. So, what happens when you do that? Aside from picking up some diseases, you can bear a child. Duh. So he tried to convince her to have an abortion. She didn't have the abortion. He allegedly offered her $75,000 in hush money. And she was like, okay, this is cute, but I just want you to be active in the child's life. And here's the thing. The child didn't ask to be here. It's not like the child said, hey, you two, I want you guys to be my parents and let's make this happen. No, the child is here. So Tristan allegedly sent her some messages saying, I'm retiring next month and I'm going to be unemployed. And whatever happens with child support and whatever Houston and the judge decides, it's going to go based off of my unemployed income. Tristan, that's so gross. If that's really what you said to her, that is so horrible, because in the day and age that we live in, that child is going to grow up and be able to circle back to the text messages allegedly that you sent out. That child did not ask to be here, and you threatening her to say you're not going to support your kid, ew. It's just ew. I really have nothing else to say about that other than ew. Step up and do what you have to do. Now, the kicker is he was supposed to be mending his relationship with Khloé Kardashian. There's been so many, from the conception of him being with Khloé, he's embarrassed her throughout this whole time. And Kim Kardashian is not shy when it comes to expressing her feelings.
What a f***ing loser. Literally, what a f***ing loser.
Kim had her moments where she didn't like him, and then she welcomed. Let me tell you something. Everybody has a sister like Kim. Do we not? I'm not saying I'm that sister, but my brothers and my sisters will tell you I don't hold my tongue when it comes to not liking their boyfriends and or girlfriends, okay? At any rate, I stand with Kim on some of these really reactions. Don't we love Kim and her quirky moments? But listen, when you involve your person in your family and you're liking, you're adding them on your social media, it's kind of a big deal. And I'm with Kim on this one. I'm not adding anybody unless you're married. And even that's not guaranteed in some cases.
I unfollowed him and I'm just letting you know.
Does he follow us?
I don't know. That's going to be a rule. I'm not following any boyfriend or anything because it's so awkward when I have to unfollow. You have to practically be married in at this point. That's my rule.
He blocked me.
Do you agree? Well, Tristan is out here embarrassing himself, embarrassing his children, and embarrassing the Kardashian family. And that's not a family you want to embarrass. We know that. This child is due in 5 minutes, allegedly. I'll keep you posted on that. Tristan, you might want to go back to Texas and head over to Lakewood Church and get on your knees and start praying. maybe not go there. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. But before I do, I want to let you all know, take a moment and relax while you take a bath because it is National Bathtub Party Day. I don't know where they come up with these national days. These days sometimes are outrageous, but a day like today, I appreciate because I love taking a good bath. I love a good bubble bath and I love a Zen moment. So the purpose of today is, when we go take a shower, we're like in and out, scrub, wash, clean, and then we're off to go do our business, whether we're going to work, going to school, whatever we got to do, we're rushing. And, this National Bathtub Party Day, it's weird that it says National Bathtub Party Day because are you really having a party in your bathtub? I guess you are. I don't know. But it's a day, it's for you to reflect and slow down and splish splash and just chill out for a moment. So enjoy a bath on me. No, that sounds weird. No, enjoy a bath because I told you that it is National Bathtub Day. So have a good time. Please don't tag me in any of your bathtub pictures. I don't need to be part of that moment. Anyway. This was Unwind from the Grind. I am your host, Natasha Simona. Follow me along on all social media platforms at I am Natasha Simona. I hope you had a good time and I hope you come back and join me. I'll see you later.